In Knights of the Frozen Throne, Jade Druid was the public enemy #1. And Tom could play a hero to all the time travelers out there if he can take it down 3 times, but he's going to turn to his Highlander Priest for answers.
I think FrOzen might be the hero if he just beats this Highlander Priest here, though. But Cleric is available for Tom on turn 1, which we have seen played very often in this matchup to prevent the Jades from coming down without the risk of card draw from the Priest. FrOzen does not have, I was going to say he didn't have ramp, but he just drew a Jade Blossom. And Tom with the Glock Crawler, he's going offense. He needs to get damage in rather than just wait for the combo and burst damage, because there is a lot of armor gain available to FrOzen.
Yep, that Northshire Cleric is a problem for FrOzen because playing Jade Blossom means that Tom has a guaranteed weighted card draw. He can bump into it and heal. But FrOzen kept the Nourish. That's something that I remember he was one of the first players to talk about that. He's like, you always keep Nourish in any kind of slow Druid deck. Back when Malygos Druid was popular in the Winter Championships where he qualified for the Worlds.
See Tom 3-0 with this Highlander Priest deck so far this weekend. He's gonna have to make it 4-0 if he wants to keep his dream of a World Championship alive. This is not the first time Tom has been down 0-2 in this tournament before, though. He swept against Doc Pone after he was at a deficit. He came back and had that reverse sweep. Can he do it again?
Yeah, the difference between back then and now is that the stakes have never been higher. FrOzen coins out Aya Blackpaw, has a lot of Jade trains going, leading into Malfurion the Pestilent. Tom picks up Shadow Reaper Anduin, so the Death Knights have been located. And Tom is drawing more and more with this Northshire Cleric. He's going to even silence and remove the Aya. This is starting to get out of control in the card draw for the Priest.
FrOzen does have the option to drop a Behemoth or Nourish this turn. I think he is likely thinking of Nourishing to avoid that card draw coming through, but no. He just needs to get on this board here and defend himself. That damage, even just from the small minions, does add up. Circle of Healing does offer quite a bit of potential card draw for Tom if he wants to cash it in. But those Jades are starting to get bigger here. So he's going to have to figure out how to deal with FrOzen's offense as well. Hit Circle draws 2 cards for Tom. Shadow Vision is going to give him some more options. Shadow Pain is a great way to deal with that Behemoth.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
And the march of the tiny minions continues.
Yeah, and this little chip damage is starting to be relevant in my opinion. Like 22 is significant just from a Northshire Cleric and a Glock Crawler. And still, FrOzen doesn't have a way to stop the card draw. This Northshire Cleric is single-handedly drawing half of Tom's deck.
FrOzen debating Malfurion. One of the more important cards of the matchup just in terms of getting that armor total up. I have said many times throughout the weekend that I always feel so smart, and I feel like players are so smart whenever they make spiders here. And I think spiders may be what FrOzen is looking for, since he certainly does not want to just make minions that Tom can attack into. There they are, the poisonous spiders.
No Potion of Madness.
But there is a Shadow Vision if Tom wants to dig for one.
Count 6 spells in the Priest's arsenal.
That cuts one down. Shadow Visions finds Potion.
Wow!
Those spiders are done for.
And Tom with the proper draw. We don't know if that horse might end up being the difference maker there, but it certainly improved his probability. Tom is firing on all cannons, not rattled whatsoever being down 0-2.
FrOzen's Jades are getting bigger though. Jade lost 4-4. Swipe takes down the Cleric. Final card draw may be dealt with, but it has done a lot of damage so far. Already available, the Shadow Reaper Anduin.
Shadow Reaper Anduin, and Druid starts out at 21 life.
Tom, holding on to the Anduin, does recognize the next Jades that FrOzen will be making will be 5-5, so wants to get the removal effect of it in addition to turning into the new hero power. march of the minions going, connecting with the Priest of the Feast. FrOzen with no armor. And as of now, no ultimate infestation. But he does have Vandal, Jade Idol, and Nourish. He wants to get that Jade train to continue rolling.
Dirt that he's been holding for so long will finally be able to be of use. And right now, Tom's tempo early on is starting to pay off huge dividends.
Near the draw for Tom. And when still available, would kill one Jade, but will Tom wait? Try to get more.
Yeah, he has some powerful removal in the form of Anduin and Psychic Scream. Those are his premium cards to deal with a big fat Jade horde. Auctioneer to draw more cards to find Raza has to at least be somewhat appetizing here, but his follow-up is not exactly great because he only has Mind Blast as a cheap spell. Oh, wow. Psychic Scream. I wasn't anticipating music this early here, Gibbler.
I think part of the thought process behind the Psychic Scream is getting some cards that are not those Jade Idols into Tom's deck and putting him in an awkward position. All right, well, could be Anduin time now. No, Jade Behemoth and Active Pink come down.
Yeah, he wants more off that Shadow Reaper Anduin because in FrOzen's hand, he could potentially have multiple Jades because his Jade Idols got shuffled and he just drew with Nourish.
Well, with the Psychic Scream gone, FrOzen has a lot of ways to just go wide in this board. Talking about the Violet Teacher build of the deck, which he just picked up.
Yes.
That can create significant threats thanks to branching paths, which you see 2 copies of already in FrOzen's hand.
And also, Shadow Visions has been used. So sometimes you think about the second possibility of a Psychic Scream that's discovered with Shadow Visions, but FrOzen has seen that possibility and can eliminate that.
FrOzen trying to figure out how best to create threats, protect himself, and get the pressure on Tom.
So the Violet Teacher and the Spellstone was originally what I was looking at. I think the Spellstones are only upgraded one time. Actually, one of them also got upgraded, so he does have it available for him. This is interesting though. He's choosing to play even slower. Doesn't want to extend too much onto the board. And that could be one of the reasons why Tom just picked up Dragonfire Potion.
There's Raza. Tom has all the pieces now. Raza, Anduin, even Radiant Lyra. So many tools.
Yeah, we mentioned that FrOzen has Gadget Sam but no Lyra. Tom's choosing both, and it could be a huge reason how he's going to win this game here.
It is Anduin time. Takes down the one big Jade and starts the hero powers at FrOzen's face.
Could be he probably was counting his damage. He has Raza for the following turn, and I mean we've seen even the games end just solely off of that.
FrOzen now trying to figure out, much more crucially, how to defend himself. Gonna go ahead and Spreading Plague.
Now FrOzen thinks that for the rest of this game, he's going to be ahead on board, so the most he's going to be able to ever get from the Spreading Plague is just a single Scarab anyways.
Kazakus, another big, powerful card for Tom.
Yes. Tom has in the teens worth of damage right now. But we'll see if he's able to generate even more. We're going to look for that very crucial.
Goes for 10 mana potion. He wants big power here.
It was so fast, I didn't even see what he picked.
I didn't even see what the options were. Deal 6 to also an 8/8. Okay, so Tom is looking to wipe the board that FrOzen generates and push with another big minion.
FrOzen's Jades are at 7/7, so that could clear all the Jades up to 8/8.
FrOzen actually has 20 points of burst damage right now. Each of those branching paths represents +6. It looks like he's going for armor. But this is the power of being able to go wide with FrOzen's deck. He is able to threaten these counter lethals. But he recognizes now, okay, I'm the one who's under pressure, and Branching Paths is going to have to be used for its primary focus in this matchup, which is armoring up.
Yeah. Does make you wonder, though, what if FrOzen had the ability to stand on the board and even pressure with more bot teacher tokens? I think a little bit optimistic, given that Tom had removal. But that's the kind of delicate balance you have to weigh. Do I go aggressive, or am I just going to play very defensive? And all of a sudden, FrOzen was kind of a critical danger zone. Now he's at 47.
Yeah, and we've talked about how powerful the armor gain can be in this matchup. Specifically, getting above 20, even 30 armor, as we've seen FrOzen getting now. The chances of the Druid winning when a Priest gets that much armor is very, very low, but FrOzen has no ultimate infestation. He has all those cards that were shuffled into his deck by the Psychic Scream that are keeping him from drawing Ultimate Infestation. If he doesn't find one, despite all this armor gain, he may just run out of resources.
This might be just an exhaustion game plan here from Tom. Forget trying to just kill your opponent. He has no cards. And FrOzen shaking his head because he knows the Dragonfire Potion clears everything. And Tom, if he can even stick the Lyra on board, that's game ending in itself. FrOzen needs a big draw, but remember that Psychic Scream also complicates his draw process.
Pay
Another
attention,
Teacher.
class.
Without any other spells, though, Teacher does not do much. And it is Lyra Radiant time.
Yeah. Tom immediately going, recognizing that he doesn't have to think very much about the early stages. He needs as much time to adapt to any cards that he draws off of this.
Some players not recognize quite how fast they have to go, but Tom, all cylinders firing. Devour Mind, even more resources. FrOzen with no cards. Tom just generating more and more.
FrOzen needs an Ultimate Infestation or a Nourish.
Curious Glimmer Roots. That could have been an Ultimate Infestation if that had not been shuffled into his deck. And FrOzen sees the writing on the wall. We're going to game number 4.
Tom showing some life.